Yes, what's good? What's good? What is good, everybody? It is your girl Tika Deshawn right here at All Things Ruthless. And tonight we are here to take a trip down memory lane as we discuss girls' trip. And this one is definitely a classic, even though it came out in 2017. For me, it's still a classic. It had a lot of comedy that was in it, a part of it. Of course, this is the um all of the ladies, Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett Smith were back together. And so this is just one of those classics that, it kind of make you reminisce and want to have a girls trip, want to hang out with your girls, want to go and do, all of the things that girls do on girls trips. So we have this group of women and they go by Flossie Posse. Okay, now when they were in college, and this is how they became, a whole friend group. They were able to, hang out. They got to know each other, and they just did their thing. But just like in a lot of people in whether it's high school, college, wherever, you find a group of women that you form a bond with. And this is exactly what these ladies did. They found women that they were able to get along with, do all the things with, and they created a bond with one another. And therefore you have the Flossie Posse, okay? Again, Regina Hall, Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett Smith, all of the ladies, they and Tiffany Haddish, of course, with the comedic side, but Regina Hall herself is hilarious on her own. So this role right here kind of gave her the she had to be a little bit more serious in this particular project. She had to be a little bit more serious in this particular project. But there was still some comedic moments. And this whole story or this whole movie is kind of pretty much centered around her life. Now, this is a Will Packer production, and a lot of people know Will Packer. They also know Malcolm Lee. And so this is a Malcolm D. Lee film. And so these ladies got together. When we were first introduced to these ladies, we see them at school dancing. It's kind of giving me house party. It's kind of giving me house party like back in the day, house party that movie with Kid and Play. That's the way that they were dancing. But we're introduced to Sasha, and Sasha is portrayed by Queen Latifah. She has degrees as a journalist. However, unfortunately, she's not able to actually use her degrees in journalism. She did once upon a time for writing for Time Magazine, but now she has kind of basically gone over to the other side of blogging, where she's basically making her money, as a lot of bloggers do, by talking bad about people, about by spilling all of the tea on a lot of these bloggers. And so that's what that's how we're introduced to her. And so then, guys, and then they give us a series of images of how close the ladies used to be. And like I said, Sasha is this gossip columnist or this gossip blogger, Sasha Secrets. Okay. So we meet Dina. Dina is the wild card. Okay. She does have a job. We don't really know what her job really is, but we do know that she's a wild card. She technically gets fired from her job, but she's not quitting. She's not leaving. And because she threw chairs at one of her coworkers, she assaulted one of her coworkers. So she basically was supposed to be fired. But she tells the manager, well, I'm not getting fired. I'm going on a vacation and I'll be back for the weekend. So she refuses to quit her job. Now, then we meet Lisa, who's portrayed by Jada Pinkett Smith, and she is a divorced mother. She's now a single mother of two children. And, of course, once upon a time, she was married, but that's not how she really wanted her life to turn out. But it is what it is. She ended up moving with her mother, or either her mother moved in with her. Either way, mama's there taking care of the kids. This is the first time she is going out of town without her children. And so she's just, she's a little upset. She's a little not used to leaving, her children out there. So What's up, Yusuf? But yeah, so she's not used to leaving her children out there. I'm gonna give you guys another quick clip, and then I'll be right back.
How much did she drink? Why have you mistaken me, baby Jesus? Your BFF is on her way. I really tried to hold it. Don't worry, girl, I got you. I didn't know you was in the golden showers, girl. That's my jam. Watch this.
So y'all, this that was one of those iconic moments that I had to share with you guys because once, like I said, we're introduced to Lisa. You never thought you would see Lisa in this particular light. This is Lisa as a mother, and the girls are there to support her. The girls are there to support her as her, she's going through her divorce. And like I said, the ladies are there, they're supporting her in so many ways. Now we meet Ryan. Ryan is the one who seems to have it all together. Her and her husband have basically built this business off of their relationship. They have the marital couple books, and they look like they're living the picture perfect life. Again, played by Michael Cotier. This is their life. This is the happiness that they're supposed to be having. And then Ryan is invited to go to Essence Festival in New Orleans. And so she's like, well, wow, I haven't seen my girls in so long. It's been over 5 years. Why not now? Now is like the perfect time for us to get together. And so they do just that. They go out to New Orleans, they hang out, they do all the things in New Orleans. And we find out some secrets, we find out some things that are happening, but at the hold on one second, y'all. Let's see what add to here we go. So at the airport, as all the ladies are gathering together, they're reuniting. They're so excited that they see each other. It's been a long time. Of course, Lisa suggests that they all wear matching outfits. They're not really hearing it. Of course, they're throwing, shade, but it's like, 90s, that time frame where you wore the airbrush clothing. And so Lisa's trying to reunite them and reflect on what they did back in that time. And the girls are not having it. Of course, Dina is like, that you look like you threw up spark bedazzled, or the bedazzler threw up on this jacket. So, there's some comedic moments, like I said, y'all, within this project itself. Um, let's see. Let's go back. We're gonna go back to so yeah, a lot of comedic moments, a lot of entertaining moments. The girls, they're trying to get together. There's some things that happen. Now, I showed y'all a clip a moment ago where Dina decided, or Lisa decided that, well, the ladies basically were all going to do the little stringy thing across over to the other side. Well, Lisa had to use the bathroom, and she told them she did not want to go because she had to use the bathroom. Well, when she got across, halfway across, the thing, that little machine, it ended up getting stuck. And she was like, "Oh Lord, please, Lord, don't forsake me like this. Don't do me like this." And she ends up giving everybody golden showers. That's all I'll say about that. She gave them all golden showers. And of course, I'll go back. Her friend, Dina, after Lisa did what she did, oh, Dina was already lit. She was like, "Oh, well, I might as well go and do the same thing." they used Dina to push Lisa the rest of the way across, and then Dina got stuck. I don't know. Yeah, Dina got stuck, and then she gave everybody golden showers. I was like, no, she did not, and she was lit. She was having fun. She was literally living above, around, and in that moment. So then, y'all, the ladies, they go out. There's also portrayed by Lorenz Tate. There's going to be a character in here by the name of Julian. Julian was Ryan's. I don't know if they dated back in college. It seems as if they had dated back in college, but he was kind of that guy that kind of saved them from a lot of things because the ladies ended up getting put out of their hotel because Dina, of course, went off on Ryan's husband because she saw a picture of him cheating with some other woman. Keep in mind, this picture perfect relationship, right? But because she saw that picture, she went off on Ryan's husband, and she crashed. She broke a bottle, was threatening to cut him, and so they ended up getting put out this particular hotel, and so they had to go and stay at another hotel because, as you guys know, maybe you do, maybe you don't, but during Essence Festival, it's pretty hard to get hotels um because of around that time it's so much going on. And so, I thought it was kind of a dirtbag move that Ryan's husband didn't, say, hey, they don't have to leave the hospital. I mean, leave the hotel. No, he was insistent that, Dina leave the hotel. And then, of course, if Dina leaves, the other ladies were going to leave with her. And so they end up going and staying at this ratty hotel. They got approached by this guy who was looking for some lady that was a $3 trick. And so they went through all the things, but thankfully, like I said, um, their friend, he came along and he gave them his hotel instead of, and he said, well, since I'm in the band, I'll stay with the band and you guys can just have my room. So that's how that all went down. But then we also, again, that's played by Lorenz Tate. So anyway, the ladies, they meet up at the club. Like, they're just doing all of the things. They already drunk, they're lit, they're hanging out, even though Ryan's character is supposed to be having like a business meeting. She's still, trying to have fun, trying to entertain her girls because why not? It's New Orleans, right? So anyway, they go to a club, they meet up with the chick that's Ryan's side chick or her husband's side chick. She knows this chick is, messing with her husband. She's already told her husband, you need to handle this situation. He claims that this was something that happened in the past and there's a lot of money involved. So Ryan is like, okay, all right, handle it, handle it, handle it. That's really all she could say. But then this chick, they have a whole dance battle. After this dance battle, then the side chick is still with the blue on right here, the blue top. She's still talking trash. And, so Lisa, out of all people, ends up giving this chick a 2-piece, a biscuit, and a half of a sandwich. She knocked her cold out. And then they had a whole bar brawl, in other words. It was hilarious that the ladies, even at their age and their stage in life, they didn't have a problem with squabbling. That's all I can say. And so, like I said, it was a funny moment, but this is a side chick. She didn't know how to stay in her place. She went above and beyond to, try to belittle and do all of the demeaning things that she could and trying to break up Ryan's home. Happy or not, she was still doing her best to try to break the whole situation up. So then we had this moment where Kofi Siriboe, they told Lisa, which was portrayed by Jada Pinkett Smith, how to basically please this young dude who was packing, in other words. They told her to use a grapefruit, cut it, put a hole in the grapefruit and use it because he was packing. He was well endowed. I'll just say that. And so some of the grapefruit juice got in his eyes. So he comes running out like this with the grapefruit wrapped around. And he's like, whatever happened to the old fashioned way of doing things and blah, blah, blah. Like, it was super hilarious that he would come running out like that. And she's trying to go and find eye wash and all the things to help his painful situation. So overall, this movie was definitely giving funny, and it was also giving moments of seriousness that aggravated me, that made me want to, lay this girl down. But it was a great movie. It's a great watch. I absolutely recommend it. I recommend it. But this is a chick, and um she comes to Queen Latifah's character and says that, she wants to talk to Ryan. And so Queen Latifah's character is like, no, we're not doing that. Like, whatever you need to say to her, you can say it to me. And so she proceeds to tell Queen Latifah's character that she's pregnant. And so Queen is like, what? So, she's also threatening, saying that if she's tried to talk to Ryan's husband, but he hasn't been responding. And so if someone doesn't basically reach out to her, that she's going to go and spread the gossip. She's going to tell the blogs and everybody that she can that this is what's going on, that happy family that's supposed to be happy is not so happy. Like, she's literally threatening everything that Ryan has built with her husband. And so, even though Queen Latifah's character, even though she's like hurting, she's literally hurting for money. She is not willing to sell out her friend. She just refuses to sell out her friend. That's just not who she is. Like, the Flossy Pack is like who they are. The Flossy Posse, you know what I mean? So Sasha just refuses to, put her friend out there. But she also goes to Ryan earlier and tell her, hey, if you give me this story, let's talk about it. We can, that way you can control the narrative of the story. And when it gets out there, it won't be as damaging. It won't be a real issue. But of course, Ryan didn't want to really hear that. And then all of a sudden, after talking to Sasha, Ryan sees her talking to Sasha, but Sasha goes directly to Ryan. And this is like I said, this is Lorenz Tate, y'all. He plays a sweet dude in this one. You can tell that there was some chemistry. There was something between him and Dina, not Dina, y'all. I'm sorry. Between him and what's the character? Let me get her name back up here. Ryan. Between him and Ryan. And so anyway, he, of course, Queen Latifah's character, Sasha, is trying to help her, but at the end of this whole story, y'all, just know, well, let's see, let's just get to, there's a couple of moments where let's see. There's a couple of moments where the ladies, like I say, they go through all of the shenanigans. There's a bar fight. There's a let me get you in to backstage passes. And so this is, like I said, this is Kofi Siriboe. His character is attracted to Jada Pinkett Smith's character. And so also Dina, who is that chick, ends up on the stage at the Essence Fest with Diddy. Go figure, right? The way she's up there, the way she ends up on the stage with Diddy is by flashing him. And so finally she is able to get up on the stage. And it's Essence Fest. So she's out there, they're having fun. And then that's when they were saying, if the night's not over, it's too young, it's too early for the night to be over. Let's go do something. And that's when they all ended up on that little thing that goes across from one hotel to the other hotel. And this is where she ends up giving everybody the golden showers, y'all. But I know I talked about that a little bit earlier, but I had that moment was just too hilarious to me. She sprinkled everybody down. Like I said, this movie is filled with drama, relationship drama. Um, Ryan accuses Sasha of actually being the one to leak the story. She says, I know you're broke. She's just doing all of the things to try to make it, instead of just accepting the fact that her husband is a whole dirtbag, she's trying to put the blame on Sasha. And in actuality, Sasha had nothing to do with this story actually getting out there. So now, as friends, their relationship at this moment is kind of, it's broken up because everybody has said some things, some feelings have been hurt. But this is the headlines. For this happy couple, is there trouble in paradise? And y'all, that's it. I'm not going to give y'all the ending. I need y'all to head over to Tubi and check out Malcolm Lee's Girls Trip. It came out in 2017. It starred Queen Latifah, Regina Hall, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Tiffany Haddish, y'all. So head over to Tubi. I guarantee you this movie is definitely worth watching. It's definitely worth watching. You probably watch it 2 or 3 times. I have maybe, let me see, I have one more clip, and this moment right here was one of my favorite moments. I believe it's the clip when they actually were walking into the concert at Essence Fest, and of course, New Edition was on the stage. So with that, y'all, I'm gonna wrap this thing up, and I loved this movie, Girls Trip. So I absolutely, on a scale of 1 to 1,000, recommend recommend 1,000, with 1,000 being the highest, that you guys head over to somebody's Tubi, and Tubi is free. There's no reason why you can't check out Girls Trip. So y'all check out this last clip, and then your girl Tika Deshawn is up out of here. If you're watching this video for the very first time, please, there's a little star down below. It costs you nothing. Hype this video up for me. There's a little word that says, be the first to hype this video up. Or it looks like a little star and it's got the word hype. So please, the first person that sees this replay gang, if you're seeing this before anybody else hypes this video up, hype it up for me. I don't know how many times you can hype up a video, but hype it up, hype it up, hype it up, okay? All right, you guys, your girl is up out of here. Enjoy this last clip, and y'all have a great rest of your Monday. And I will see you guys the next time. Will be on Wednesday, or actually Thursday, when I talk about Wednesday, okay, with the ladies, all right? All right, y'all, I'm out of here. Thank y'all so much. Enjoy this clip, and have a great rest of your week.
Down the plot, sharp like a knife, unpacking the moments that bring stories to life. In all things ruthless, it's about you. You should follow us and see it through.